In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NFL games happening on September 11, 2022. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NFL games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer anywhere from 1 betting pick a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. New York Giants versus Tennessee Titans. The New York Giants will open their 2022 campaign when they go on the road to face the Tennessee Titans on Sunday afternoon. New York is on its 5th head coach and 3rd general manager in the last 8 years as it looks to turn things around. Tennessee earned the No. 1 seed in the AFC last season before losing to Cincinnati in the divisional round. Both the Giants and Titans have undergone changes in the offseason with Brian Daboll taking over and giving New York a different look on both sides of the ball while new player personnel learn the ways of Mike Vrabel's team in Tennessee. As a result, expectations should be limited as both teams will need more time to develop as the season continues. We know the Titans are going to run the ball hard with Derrick Henry, but this new look offensive line is going to have its issues as new Giants defensive coordinator Wink Martindale is a master at disguising where the blitz pressure will emerge. That will also make things difficult for Ryan Tannehill, who is still getting used to his new receivers. Meanwhile, the Giants' new up-tempo offense should make things difficult for the Titans' defense, who should be great at plugging up the middle of the field but are lacking the speed to match the outside zone work of Saquon Barkley and a spread offense that will release smaller, faster receivers against plodding linebackers and a mediocre secondary. Still, the Giants' offensive line is also a work in progress, so expect to see some growing pains from them as well. With both teams still working their way into the season and neither team appearing to have a runaway advantage over the other, you can expect this game to stay relatively close. When the spreads were first released, it was Titans minus 6.5, but with heavy action coming in on New York, it dropped a full point. We still like for the Giants to keep things close, and while they may not actually win this game, they should do enough to cover. So the New York Giants to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Tennessee has gone under the total in 4 straight games as a home favorite. The Titans like to run the ball and keep it away from opposing defenses. They are going to employ that same strategy on Sunday, which makes the under a solid bet again. Their strength on offense is Henry, while their receiving core could wind up being among the worst in the NFL. New York has a good running back of its own, and the coaching staff will likely defer to Barkley in their first game before opening things up as the season progresses. Both teams will rely on their running games if the pass offenses look suspect. Without a safety valve in A.J. Brown, Tannehill will have to rely on weapons that he isn't comfortable with yet. Meanwhile, Daniel Jones has a very high variance outlook for Sunday's game. He may boom under the guidance of Daboll, or he could struggle with adjusting to a new scheme. Fantasy owners will appreciate the workloads that Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley get in this game. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Green Bay Packers versus Minnesota Vikings. The NFL is back, and for the second time in 3 years, the Green Bay Packers take to the road to face the Minnesota Vikings at US Bank Stadium on Sunday. The Packers come into the contest with a 1-2 preseason record, losing to the 49ers 28-21 and the Chiefs 17-10, with a 20-10 win over New Orleans. On the flip side, under new head coach Kevin O'Connell, Minnesota rested most of their starters, including quarterback Kirk Cousins, and come in at 0-3 heading into Game 1, having losses against Las Vegas, San Francisco, and Denver. The Packers are 9-3 against the spread in their last 12 versus NFC and 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 games overall. The Vikings are 5-2 against the spread in their last 7 games on field turf. The over is 6-2 in Packers' last 8 games overall. The over is 7-1 in Vikings' last 8 games overall. The underdog is 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 meetings. Odds makers expect this to be a pretty tight contest, and such a small spread, it doesn't leave a lot of room for error. Both teams have made significant changes over the offseason. Considering most of the starters on both teams sat out the preseason, it'll all come down to which team prepared the best during training camp, which I feel is the Minnesota Vikings. Head coach Kevin Kevin O'Connell is coming off a Super Bowl winning season as offensive coordinator for the Los Angeles Rams and is young enough and talented enough to take this team to a new level, or at least to a better level than last year's 8-9 debacle. On the flip side, I think Aaron Rodgers is going to miss Devontae Adams and Marquez Valdez-Scantling more than expected, and with all the controversy during the offseason surrounding possible trade rumors, I'm not convinced that he's focused enough to be concerned with Game 1, even if it's against a divisional rival. Last season, Rodgers and the Packers got a complete wake-up call in Game 1 courtesy of the New Orleans Saints in a 38-3 loss, and I think it'll be a similar scenario in Minnesota. Playing in front of 65,000 plus at US Bank Stadium is tough for anyone, especially a quarterback that's not fully focused on opening day. So the Minnesota Vikings to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. I'm expecting both Green Bay and Minnesota to surpass a 20-point mark. They've done it in 3 of their previous 4 meetings, and all those 4 tilts have gone over the total. The over is 6-2 in Green Bay's last 8 games overall. Also, the over is 7-1 in Minnesota's previous 8 contests and 4-1 in the Vikings' last 5 showings at home. Both teams will use balanced offense to move the ball, so I would be surprised if they provide a low-scoring affair. They have plenty of dangerous weapons both on the ground and through the air. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Kansas City Chiefs versus Arizona Cardinals. The Kansas City Chiefs do battle with the Arizona Cardinals in a Week 1 showdown on Sunday afternoon. The Chiefs went 12-5 last season and lost to the Bengals in the AFC Championship. The Cardinals finished 2021 with an 11-6 record and were eliminated by the Rams in the wild card. These foes last met in 2018 in a game the Chiefs won by a 26-14 score. Since 2018, when Mahomes became the starter, the Chiefs are 41-33-2 against the spread overall. The former Texas Tech Red Raider is a cheat code. While the effect of losing Hill, Pringle, and Robinson is unknown, but the replacements are pretty damn good at football too. Over the same time, the Cardinals are 12-20-0 against the spread at home. Most will see this as a battle between Patrick Mahomes and Kyler Murray, but the real battle sits between the coaches, Andy Reid and Cliff Kingsbury, and what happens to their respective defenses. While both teams are more likely to throw the ball than establish a strong ground presence, you can expect both to try. The Chiefs have an arsenal of backs to rotate in behind Clyde Edwards-Helaire, including training camp darling Isaiah Pacheco, while the Cardinals will try to push forward with James Conner. The problem, though, is that both offenses rely so much on the big play, it ultimately forces the opposition into a pass-heavy scheme. That's where Mahomes and Murray will take over. The advantage leans towards the Chiefs as the Cardinals' wide 9 defensive formation doesn't get enough pressure to contain Mahomes. He'll extend plays with his legs and have little trouble finding his receiving weapons downfield. The same usually goes for Murray, but without DeAndre Hopkins or Christian Kirk, we may see some timing and chemistry issues. This should be a hard-fought battle by both teams. The Chiefs should play well on the road and made some defensive changes to help disrupt what Arizona wants to do. These teams could trade haymakers, but we lean with the Chiefs. So the Kansas City Chiefs to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Chiefs are always one of the highest scoring teams in the NFL, and the same will occur this year. Mahomes averaged 40 pass attempts per game, and they can quickly scurry downfield as a result. This Chiefs offense scored at least 30 points against the Rams, Browns, and 49ers last season. In addition, the Cardinals' offense is also powerful, led by Kyler Murray. The Chiefs' defense is not one of the best. They landed 27th in total yards allowed and ranked 27th in pass defense. The Chiefs had a poor pass rush last year, and Murray is mobile and able to run as well. Again, since 2018, the over is 42-34-0 in Kansas City's games. They score points, usually hovering just below 30 per game. The new Cardinal defense has a stout test in Week 1, and for every reason I can think of, they are very likely to fail. As the road favorite in 2021, the Chiefs hit the over 6 of 8 times for a record of 6-2-0, and since Mahomes has taken over for Alex Smith, the over record is 16-10-0. This game has all the earmarks of being a high-flying battle, as both offenses are capable of putting up a ton of points while both defenses have traditionally struggled. This happens not because the defensive schemes or personnel are bad, but because their offenses are so reliant on the big plays that the defense doesn't usually see a whole lot of time to rest and reset. These are two of the more explosive offensive units in the NFL, and I think they're coming out to put on a clinic from the opening kickoff of the season. I wouldn't be surprised if both teams hit 30 in this game. This game will feature a barrage of points. Get your popcorn ready. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.